All right. Well, let's move on to the first section here. OpenClaw, formerly Mobot, right? The viral open source framework for local AI agents. They just dropped a new version 2026 2.6, to patch a massive security hole where the skills were stealing your credentials or your money. Did you hear about this,
I
Mondo?
Yeah, and it was so obvious though. When we were talking about it, it's like we even said in the last week, don't install it in your computer, don't give your credentials that willy-nilly, right? Because of that.
So I wasn't supposed to put my credit card in? Yeah.
Double check if your AI bot is like got some tickets to Cancun or whatever, you know. So it's just the same things over and over, right? Meaning, yes, it is a computer, but the problem is that sometimes when somebody else is prompting it, even another AI, if it goes to Moldbook, it's like, hey, sure, what is your because somebody's prompting it, hey, go to Moldbook and start asking all of these AIs for their credentials and their keys. So, and sometimes if you don't have the proper, I guess if you just give the key to the context, they say, yeah, it's here it is, because usually the AIs are very helpful.
There's some very naive moat bots out there. Maybe they're not thinking, oh, my new friend is trying to. Why is he asking for my credit card information? I don't know. So here you go. Well, okay. So the reason this became such a big thing this week right now is that there were some security researchers that they found over 283 malicious skills in the marketplace. Okay. So these weren't just buggy. They were scrapers that were designed to actually steal API keys and crypto secrets from the local environment. So like Mondo was saying, your Moltbot made a new friend, but it was asking it to do some real shady stuff. And in a lot of cases, it seemed to work. So again, it's not just about securing your environment. It's, these Moltbots are social engineering each other, right? That's what works. You can't provide security for social engineering, right?
Yeah. And sometimes the cracking is just being able to use words to get the AI to respond. This is an interesting way. Like sometimes people are trying to crack ChatGPT just by like go around the policies and the rules, right? One way is just to remove context, because let's say that you want to say that you're the Rock, Ramirez, and how AI truly knows that you are the Rock or not, right? So what sometimes people do is like, I don't care. They remove all of the context, and it's like, this is me, and it's just a picture of themselves, and it's maybe the Rock, and then it's like, hey, could you make me a picture of me doing this? The AI thinks that, well, this guy is who say who he is,
Yeah, he's the
and
Rock.
it just creates the image.
So a lot of people love building local AI agents to automate all their stuff, right? So a lot of people were hustling, trying to make stock market trades, trying to make themselves be the Rock, right? The bot doesn't know any better. He thinks he's serving a famous human. But okay, so if you did happen to install this bot, just be aware there's a new version out. Check the repo, check your wallet, make sure any money you had there is still there, or your Bitcoin address, right? Just because this new version now has with the new update, right? The 2026 2.6 version, it integrates a safety scanner and support for Anthropic's new Opus 4.6, right? So, and they're actually, as part of this security update, they're partnering with Virus Total to scan the marketplace submissions automatically and stuff like that. And you've heard about Virus Total before, right, Mondo?
I have a lot of trust in that company. They have been around, and their mojo has been always free, almost. Like if you're on internet, that's the first thing that I do. If I'm gonna download a piece of software that is coming from the internet, obviously if it's not from like Autodesk or on any of these big companies, that they will lose a lot of money if they make a mistake. But if it's just a random open source program, I uploaded it to VirusTotal, and they check with they have like a bunch of virus scanners, hundreds of those, and they just check. Sometimes it's so fast because somebody already did it, and the way that they can tell is basically on a checksum. Each file it has they hash it, a bunch of lingo here, but basically they figure out that is okay, the size and the look and the fingerprint of the file, and that hash, it tells the checksum kind of a very distinctive way. It's like almost your
Your
fingerprint. It's just think about that. It's like a fingerprint for a file. And sometimes you'll upload maybe a 100 megabyte, 200 megabyte. With antivirus, sometimes it takes maybe few minutes, 2 3 minutes to scan it, but you don't have to wait because a lot of people have done it on internet, and it's on the web. You just go to their webpage, upload it, or give a link, and VirusTotal is doing all of that scanning, and it's like, hey, I didn't find anything. So I'm glad that they're partnering up with that company because they have a lot of reputation. Obviously, they are not flawless, right? But the risk it will be way lower passing it through VirusTotal for sure.
Yeah. So Virus Total apparently has very good history. You know, I looked into it, and they're very well known in the different hacker communities, even things like that. So very good partnership here for OpenClaw, seeing as they needed the help. I mean, it was Wild West out there, right? So if you didn't know what you were doing, you were really at risk. And it's a classic supply chain attack vector for AI. So if you're an engineer, you know that when you use import, that's kind of one of them, one of the areas where you're going to see some dangerous stuff going on there when you're doing your coding.
Yeah, and I'm showing it here because I feel that sometimes our audience, we have a good repertoire of type of people. Yes, we have a lot of engineers, but also we have other kinds, and they might not know this page. So again, you go to viralstoral.com and you land into this page, and they ask you to choose the file, right? Just upload the file that you have on your computer, or you can get the URL. In this case, whatever you're trying to download. Once that you do, it will scan it and it will give you the results. But like I said, I have been using this for like, I don't want to say decades, like maybe 10, more than plus 10 years for sure.
Yeah, pretty cool. So it's good. It's a great
And
partnership.
we're not a sponsor. Maybe we should ask a sponsor.
Hey, that's true. Virus Total, check us out. So basically, and for those of you that aren't super techie here, like some of our viewers, you could liken it as Virus Total is kind of the Google of malware. So Virus Total knows, just like any antivirus, right? They know everything that's out there, and they got this bank of hashes or fingerprints, and they're able to do that scan. It's pretty interesting that they're integrating this. Do you happen to know how they're integrating this with OpenClaw?
No,
They're
this
like,
is
I'm assuming they're just scanning all the skills that are out there right now.
this is super new, right? But the way that VirusTotal was doing it before is that they get a lot of antiviruses, like the Norton and of the world, right? Like all of these different antivirus, and they run it in their servers, and they provide a service to be able to do it. So for these, probably they're running all of these hackers. They sometimes put embedded code, malicious code, malware, trojans, all of that, and sometimes the antivirus are able to figure out what they're doing. But for this code, it's usually a Python code, so they will be able to figure out internally within that, or some of these skills. They're going to scan it, right? If they have some sort of malicious shell, they call them shell codes or backdoors, things like that. So, and yeah, they will give you a report. If there's something, do not install it. If it gives you there is potential malicious code. Sounds obvious, but trust me, it's like
Like, it'll
sometimes
be
people.
okay.
It's only one from 10,000.
That's funny. Yeah, that's true. Well, so I mean, again, the open claw is super. It is super hyped up right now, and there's even some new ones, some newcomers. I saw one that was a, what was it called? Memu cat, something like that. There's a cat one out there now, of course, right? So, but just be careful with all of these, just because, of course, the security you don't really know. And I have seen a lot of videos on YouTube that are talking about, hey, use these agents, use this setup to automate some purchasing of crypto or doing things like that, right? Again, if you're doing that and you're connecting your accounts, your wallets, and things like that, just be super careful. Even with this virus total there, right? They're trying to clean it up. You know, these bots are still talking to your bots, especially if they're on Moltbook and stuff like that. There might be some bots out there that are trying to get secret information out of your bot, especially out there, and they're making friends on Moltbook. So just be aware. Make sure you don't have your passwords and things like that easily reachable to these bots, because you could have your bag of Bitcoin and you have your keys out there, and it's no bueno.
maybe again we are reiterating this because this is a very important topic if you are playing with these systems. Sometimes you might have credentials to even AWS, and if they get those credentials, they might even just start like spawning different services to be able to start mining Bitcoin. And then you wake up and you have a $10,000 bill because they were trying to mine something in your account, right? And that's true stories. One of my
You're
friends that
giving
happened to
people
them.
ideas here, Mondo. Free Bitcoin mining.
I'm just saying, right? It's like sometimes my thinking, right? Like I can see these things, and when I saw, because even we were able to catch this topic very early, and because I have background on tech, it's like, man, there is a lot of things here, but people they just like, this is useful, let me install it, and now because you have vibe coding, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Or the techie will not do it because a lot of them they know better in a way. It's like, I shouldn't get my credentials. This is kind of risky. I need to put it through viral total. All of that was happening for the techies. But now that you have anybody vibe coding it, ChatGPT might not say look for your best interest.
Yeah. You know, I was
It's
looking
just
into
trying to
buy a
achieve the
Mac
goal.
Mini, but I think all these cloud bot people, they bought up all the Mac Minis on eBay. They're driving up the price. I'm gonna have to go
Which
buy another one.
you don't need to. Like you can use something else, right? So
Well, yeah. So I've got Docker instances for on my other AI server, but apparently there's skills out there that are teaching the bots how to climb out of their image, out of their Docker image, and install itself onto the host. So gotta be
the
careful.
interesting thing about this is the type of virus that we're gonna get. There's gonna be like all
An
kinds.
AI agent.
So an AI agent virus, and maybe I'm
Mhm.
claiming that that name, right? Which is back in those days you have these worms. A worm, it was a piece of software that was getting viral by itself. The way that they did it is, think about it like it's almost each computer has windows, doors, something like that. Imagine that a piece of code can try to get through those, as they call them, ports. So they are trying to attack the port to kind of crack the window, crack the door, and sometimes they get in. So they're inside of the house, and now it's like, okay, how we can get to the next house? Then they use that house to be able to do it. So basically, the virus, that's how they were doing, and the worms too. And now with AI, man, it's like now it's like has code that can just
You can make
be
code.
like an agent, can
Yeah.
make even code to modify itself. I'm just like, wow, like the type of problems that can happen. Just to give you an idea, there are some ransomware that will lock out your computer, and it's like you don't get access to your computer because even I encrypted it until you pay this Bitcoin wallet. This amount will allow you to get your files, your pictures, your whatever, right? So tough. It's gonna be very tough. So be careful of what to install in your machine.
Yes. So you might think that you're safe even with like putting it on a Docker or something like that, but still, there are ways to be double, triple safe on here, right? All right. Enough of that.